Hey, how you doing, everybody? Um, Welcome back to Young American Dialogue with Robby Myles-Jones and Neal Sendlak. Today's topic is going to be relationships, and the secondary topic will be media. Now, Neal, is there anything that happened since our last video that you like to talk about, or is there anything going on before we get started on this segue?
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills are going to the AFC
Come
Championship,
on.
baby.
Let's
Against the bum
go. You see the
Chiefs.
Buffalo Bills. You
Chiefs
see
are
me.
bum.
I see you.
Yo, listen, I'm
Oh,
not
we
gonna
gonna
lie.
beat them. We
I'm
gonna
not
beat
gonna
them.
lie. The Chiefs are no bum team, but they might not have Mahomes though, bro. If they don't got Mahomes, that's a bum team right there.
But even then, we put a good hit on him. He's probably out in the first quarter.
That's what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Sean Payton knows all
You
about
know
that.
what I mean? I get a little dirty. That's that
Listen.
gray area we talked about in the last episode.
Yeah, you gotta leave a little gray area once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
But bro, listen, Andy Reid, he's no slouch though. He'll figure some shit out. Like you see that last play of the game where it was fourth down, and everybody thought they were just gonna punt it. He came out and hit the fucking pass. They thought they were gonna run him off sides against the Browns, right? You watched that game or no?
I didn't even watch.
Well,
that
anybody
game,
that's in the comments right now, if you know what I'm talking about, it was the Browns Chiefs game at the end, and Andy Reid did some genius shit. Like he came out on fourth down, they're winning. All they have to do is punt the ball, right? So they think he's just trying to get them to jump over offside. He's just running a fake play. He's gonna run it down and get the get the penalty for the what's it called, the delay of game, right? Now he snaps the ball. Like no one's expecting him to snap the ball. He snaps the ball, throws a little 5-yard out pass, first down, game over. Like whew, that's what we're up against. That's what the Bills will be up against. Some genius coaching right there by Andy Reid. That's why I'm not saying even if Mahomes doesn't play, you can't. That's not guaranteed win at all in any shape or form.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a guaranteed win. What I'm saying that with Mahomes out the first quarter, and with him being out most of the game, that gives us, I feel, a better advantage on the game itself. They do have good coaching, but we got one of the youngest, hungriest teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah, dude, the Bills are killing it right now.
On top of good coaching, on top of good team chemistry.
Our defense is finally clicking now. All of a sudden, it's like last year. You remember last year, it was our defense was crushing it every game, but our offense could not.
Yeah.
We didn't have good receivers. John Brown was killing it, but we didn't nothing besides that. This year, they go out and get Diggs.
We basically had the opposite. Yeah.
The opposite happened. All of a sudden, this year, our defense wasn't playing good, and our offense was crushing it. And it's like now, all of a sudden, you're seeing that switch again in the playoffs. But I'm hoping that it all comes together in this game right here. That's when we really need it to all come together right now. That's really what it comes down to. But all right, let's get into the topic that you wanted to get into. Real shit now.
Well, it was
I'm not gonna lie. When you said
it was
that's
requested.
What you wanted to talk about, I was like,
whatever. That's like a screeching chalkboard or some shit right there. I don't. That's normally a topic us as men don't want to touch too much, especially for us who haven't necessarily had successful relationships. Like, I mean, my most successful relationship was 12 years, and I screwed that all up. So I don't
I got like 8-year one, 9 years. So I don't know. So you stop counting after a while. It just becomes just what I don't even want to get into that shit right now.
Yeah. See,
That's
which
over,
it
it's
doesn't
over.
like.
Listen, here's my.
I mean,
I'm gonna give you my thing on it, relationships real quick, and then I'll let you take it away. If it's over, it's over. Don't let that shit keep.
Oh, indefinitely.
And it's like when you put like fruit in a bucket or something and you don't eat it and it gets ripe and then it gets bad and it turns bad. Once it turns bad, you gotta throw that shit out. You don't keep that shit around. You don't eat it. Let's save it for later. It's not gonna get better. It's not gonna come back to a good fruit again. It's gonna get all moldy and nasty. It's over when it's over. When you know it's over, just walk away. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. I'm not gonna marry you just because.
But it's. I'm marry you just because.
I'm not gonna marry
but
you
I'm
just
saying,
because.
like, at the end of the day, like, that depends on like that was what you had to say about relationships, is when it's over, it's over.
That's all I gotta say. And listen, another thing I want to tell young boys out there: don't chase it. Don't chase it. Let it come to you. Focus on other shit.
See that I'm learning. I'm 30 years old and I'm learning that right now.
It's hard to learn, bro.
Yeah,
it's hard not to chase it sometimes.
Man, I've been chasing like a motherfucker.
Yo, there are only times where you want to chase.
But like for me, okay, so I'm gonna probably get a little deep for some of our viewers on this one. But like for me, when it comes to relationships, I do often think about the ones that I had. And that's not to compare the next woman that I'm looking at, or you know what I mean? Like I'm not looking to compare women. But you have to compare experiences to realize where you went wrong, or you know what I mean? Like how else will you be able to analyze the best way to move forward unless you look back on certain situations?
Right.
And if you are a relationship person, good for you. If you aren't, also good for you. The reason why I chose to get into this is because I realize on so many levels that our generation doesn't understand what it is to be in a relationship. A lot of them don't understand the commitment. You know what I mean? If you look at the new generation of relationships, it's about what looks good on the surface. A lot of the time it's about popularity. Who's the most popular people? They need to get together. Who has the most money? They need to, like, a lot of it is just like surface bullshit. It's about, and relationships are about all of that underneath. How are you going to feel about me in the morning? How are you going to feel about me at night? What if I cuss your mom out because she said she ain't like my cooking? Like I mean, like there's so many levels to a relationship. And it's understanding how to live essentially with somebody else.
Because all the examples he picks, what if I cuss your mom out?
Yeah, what if I cuss your mom out? Oh, you don't like my cooking? Fuck out my house, bitch. Yeah. You feel me? What if I get unruly?
I've had them fights. Trust me.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I've been through a lot in my first relationship, my first real relationship. It lasted almost 13 years. We were married for 7, and I was a really shitty husband. And it didn't take until for her to be done that I looked back and realized I was a shitty person. And it came with the realization that I need to learn about love. I need to learn about relationships. Here I just spent 13 years in one and didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand. Even like in times that she came to me and there was issues that she had, or there was something that she needed help with, I was more or less like, all right, well, this is what you asked for. Outside of anything in my ability, deal with it. That's kind of like, I had to learn how to be a friend before I could look back and realize how to be a husband. So before I even proposed to that girl, I was setting that girl hard up for a big break, man. Like, and it came with 2 or 3 more heartbreaks after that. Cause it's only been like almost 2 years, not even. And I broke 2 other girls' hearts since then. But it helped me understand that I need to learn how to be a friend before I can be a boyfriend or a fiance or a husband. I need to learn how to sit there and vibe with you over a meal, be okay in a familial setting with you, spend time around your friends. What are your goals? What do you want to do with your life? How serious do you take this? Are you still talking to other people? Like, the basics of a relationship has to come to communication. With communication, you can set the foundation for everything else.
Yeah.
You have yet to stop me.
No, I'm letting you rock, dude, because you're spitting some real stuff right there. You know, communication is key for everything. Communication is key for everything.
Everything. That's the way the world works. If I can talk to you and I tell you, like, the toxicity of a lot of us young folks is, when I tell you how I feel, that isn't for you to debate. I'm telling you how I feel. Leave it at that. Now, if you want to apologize for making me feel that way, or try to understand on a deeper level of what you did or what you said or what happened that made me feel that way, then that's different. But don't get angry when a person tells you how they feel. Yeah. That's communication.
You can't help it.
If I tell you, well, when you said that, yeah, you can't help that sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's really like in those quick settings. I didn't like when you said this in front of Neal. And then it's up to you to go from there. Not, well, I don't give a fuck because I ain't feel like I did anything wrong. Hold up. That's not communication. You just basically told me you didn't care how I felt. So right then and there, that's a red flag. And me and you know that that situation didn't happen, but these are the things that happen when you start to court somebody. And then kids, I got 4 of them. Can you love my kids like your own? Are you open to the thought? This that new fad.
Robby, your phone. I think we just lost you. We just lost Robby. Okay, now you're back. We lost you for a second. Continue what you were saying. Your phone just froze out for a second, but you're good though. Go ahead. Frozen again, bro. Frozen again. All right, go ahead. Take it over.
Because I take being a father serious. So understanding, like, for me, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a big relationship person. And that came because of a lot of flaws, you know, growing up. My mother gave me up for adoption, so I was always looking for the love of my mom and women. And it took me a long time to understand that. So here I am as an adult, fresh out of what's about to be a divorce and multiple relationships that really didn't go anywhere. And I realized that I'm still chasing the love of my mom. I took advantage of the love my wife gave me because that's essentially what she did. Outside of go to work, I went to work. She didn't have to go to work. But she took care of me in every other way. When my feet were messed up from working long in those factories, she rubbed them down, made sure that, you know, I had a good meal on the table. Like, there was a lot of things she did in the beginning that was just like her taking care of me as like a kid. Like, she was my mom. So in order for you to go out into the dating world, in order for you to participate in trying to date, there's a couple key foundations that a lot of people.
Damn, dude, something's up with your phone or something.
Like, not only do you have to get over all that old shit, like, you can't come into a relationship or somebody's life with baggage, because already you doing more harm than good. If you got insecurities from your last relationship, or if you got self-esteem issues that you grew up with, or if you have trust issues that you've encountered in life, why don't you deal with these issues you have prior to seeking somebody else? Because all you're going to do is go from one situation to the next, hurting people.
That's a fact.
If you not good, you're going to make sure other people not good. And it may not be on purpose. It's by clause. Hurt people hurt people. That's just what it is. And on top of that, like, one thing I ran into, and I'm going to say this, it's going to make some people feel some type of way. Dating does not equate to how much money I'm willing to spend on you. That's not dating. I'm going to say that again. Ladies,
say it again.
Dating does not equate to how much money I'm willing to spend on you. I may not be willing to spend nothing. I got 5 kids in total, 4 from my marriage.
Yeah.
What I look like spending money on you, boo? See, I got a house. It cost over $1,000 just to live here a month. You gonna come bring that down? You gonna come put like 20 bands on my house? Bring down my mortgage?
Yeah, man. See, money. Once you get money involved, that's when shit gets real twisted. Because when it becomes about money,
twisted.
That's not what it should ever come down to. If it ever comes down to money, it's over. Like, if you're just, that's just what it is.
I mean, I love to cook. I'll go out with you. We can go out on a date. I'll definitely take you out to eat. But I just as well like to show you how I can cook. Like, what's the point of buying groceries if you gonna go out to eat? I understand, like, courtship. You know, I'm gonna spend a couple dollars because I understand what it is to date. You might want to go to an aquarium, or you know what I mean. You might want to go to a concert. I've never been to a concert. I'd be more than willing to take you to a concert.
Yeah, you gotta spend money, of course. But I mean,
if
that's all one side's there for, you know, like
right.
That's when that is true. That's
It
bad,
can't be
dude.
one-sided.
Yeah.
It can't be one-sided. Why don't you call me before you ask me if I got a couple dollars for you? Before you ask me for money in your gas tank or a favor, call me and ask me if I ate. Ask me how my kids doing.
I was just gonna
ask
say,
me if I spoke to them recently.
I was just gonna say, if I'm speaking on myself right now. If I'm not financially free or content. If I'm not financially content myself, I'm not even gonna go out there into the dating realm. I'm just gonna keep, I need to get my shit in order before I start. You know what I mean? They say you can't fix other houses until you have your own in order. That applies. I feel like that applies to relationships too. Like, if you need to figure. Like me personally, I need to get my shit ready, career wise, property wise, whatever it is, before I can start going. Okay, then now I am who I want to be. Now I can share that with somebody else. You got to attain that goal, the important goals first, and then let the relationship come.
Right.
There's people who try to do that backwards, and you can set yourself up for some failure that way. Put you first. Always put you first, and let the relationship come to you.
That's the concept I'm starting to understand.
Yeah, you gotta do that. You gotta put you first, and then there's a million women out there.
Because
a million men out there for the women
I wouldn't be. Oh yeah, I won't be 100% together, and I'll go out there trying to seek something else, and then I realize because I didn't build that foundation totally yet that I'm starting to lose some of it chasing somebody else. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Half of them don't like. I just went through a situation in which no matter what I did, it didn't seem like it was good enough. And the more I gave myself, not even financially, but the more I gave myself, the more I poured myself into it, the more it became expected. And the less it was received. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a very emotional person. If I care for you, I'm going to show it. I'm going to do some flowers. I'm going to give you a card. Yeah, because I just realized, like, as much as I want to be around somebody else, I can't until I got my shit together. And when I started getting my shit together and I got out into the world, like, a lot of this shit is one-sided. These women expect a lot from us.
Right.
It's not what it used to be, where I could give you a genuine gesture, maybe a kiss on the cheek and a rose, and leave it at that. Now they want to go like to Dubai. Shorty just asked me to send her to Miami. What?
Okay.
What? Yo. Like, yeah, okay. Like you said, yeah, okay. But I mean, like, where did we, like, how far did the dating world go in which, like, a sign of affection is just these expensive gifts? I'm not an NBA ball player. I don't play for the Buffalo Bills. I'm not an actor. I'm not a rapper. Miami.
Even if I
got
was
5 kids, you got Miami fucked up. You heard?
Even if I was, yeah, okay.
Even if I was, yeah, okay. You don't come into somebody's life like you knew.
Right.
You knew it'd be different if you was
Send me to
somebody
Miami.
like Neal. I know Neal for over 12. Miami, yo, okay.
Send me to
it'd
Miami.
Be
okay,
if you was
yeah.
somebody like Neal, I done know Neal
Here.
for what, 12 years. If Neal needs some shit, Neal, what's up? You feel me?
If she
but
came
Shorty I just met 2 weeks ago. Oh,
if she came up to me like that, Robbie, if she came up to me saying, "Send me to Miami," I'd be like, "All right, hand me your checkbook. I'll send you straight to Miami. I got you. Don't worry, babe. I'll take care of this.
Checkbook.
Hand me your credit
and then
card.
Listen,
I'll send you right there, babe."
The women who I talk to don't even got checkbooks. Like,
no one got checkbooks. Nobody got checkbooks no more. I was just making shit up.
Everything Cash App. Half of them don't even got bank accounts. Everything through Cash App.
Credit cards, debit cards. That's it. Cash App, Venmo.
And then the men, like, when it come to the men dating nowadays, like, say you really in like, if I'm all in, if you show me like you for me and I'm for you and we there, like, half of these men do shit expecting sex in return. How degrading of women. Yeah. And how small-minded of men. When you dating, you supposed to spend a couple dollars, bruh. Just because you
It's
spend
been
some
my
money don't mean
experience.
she need to drop her drawers.
It's been my experience that most women don't really care about none of that stuff. They don't really like. If they don't like you from the get go, you ain't gonna be able to buy them nothing that's gonna change. They're not gonna change their mind. Oh, he bought me some flowers and a card. I like him now. Like no, it has to be like that.
No, half of them like. I had Shorty really just keep me like she just kept dragging me along like, and at the end of the day, I knew she didn't want me. She liked what I did for her. She liked the fact that I was willing to progress her life without even being involved.
And you know what though? That's what's gonna happen. And you're gonna meet some girls that they're gonna think the same thing about you. You're gonna be like, nah, bro, can't do it. It ain't the one. Like I'm not feeling it.
Nah, bro.
That's the thing about it. It's not about like what level you're on or who's the best looking or who has the most money. It really is matches. Everybody has a type. Everybody in their head has a prototype of what they're looking for. And mine is different than yours, and yours is different than someone else's. And everyone has their own mind what they want. Like I don't know what creates that prototype in your head, but everybody has a type.
Like me, I'll be honest, like because I got a street past, I need a female that can be aggressive when she need to be. Don't okay shit, but fight for your man. Speak up for me. If you see some shit that need to be addressed, address it, baby. It's certain shit like, I love my ex-wife, don't get me wrong, to an extent. Like me and her are really having issues, but that was an issue I had with her. That was a personality trait in her that I didn't like. If you feel like your husband, your boyfriend is wrong, I want to see what you about, baby. I'm gonna stay 10 toes. I'm gonna approach a situation for you.
Yeah. Like I said
earlier, you approach one for me.
Like I said earlier, I was with the same one for almost 9 years, and now it's like, now it's like being divorced. We never got married, so it's like being divorced. For the fact that we have, I bought a French bulldog 6.5, 7 years ago. She's attached to the dog, and so am I. I'm not giving up that dog, and I know she won't. So we worked it out. She picks them up on the weekends, drops them off. I take them during the week. I got them Monday through Friday. She's got them Saturday, Sunday, and then drops them off Monday.
Yeah, you told me that before. Can we all agree, anybody watching this podcast right now, can we all agree that's some white people shit? Thank you. Anyways, no.
Yo, it's not even common for white people to do shit like that. People are like, you share a dog with somebody? I get that all the time. Like, dude, you don't understand. You don't understand.
A dog, like what?
You don't understand. This is a French bulldog.
Toxic ex relationship.
French bulldogs are babies. They're real babies for life. They never grow up. You just got a 15-year-old baby until that's it. Crazy. Anyone who got a French bulldog knows.
I love my animals.
You don't just walk away. You don't just walk away
into the white people.
But
do you let that motherfucker kiss you in the mouth?
Hell no.
You probably do.
I might let a couple in here and there. I might let one in here.
Yo, get those. Ew.
You know, it's a Frenchie, bro.
No, but
it's a Frenchie.
I mean, like I actually had kids. Like I had kids when Nicole. You was there. When Robert damn near was first born, basically. And
I remember he was this big.
That's been my hardest issue with letting go of that relationship.
He was the size of this tape, little Robert. It was that big. Dude, I remember I never saw, this is back when we were like 19, 18 years old, right? And I remember being like, dude, I remember looking at you and your baby and being like, that's an alien. What the fuck? I never seen a newborn baby before. I've only seen a couple month old. I've never seen a newborn, like days old baby in my life, dude. I'm like, they're so tiny. Since then, I've seen a bunch more, but that was the first time in my life I've ever seen.
Neal was freaked out, to be honest.
But I was like, dude, I've never seen a baby that small before. I'm like, dude, that thing is so fucking small, fucking size of my palm.
Is that a person? That's
not a person. But it was, dude, and that was crazy. That was a good time though.
But I mean, like, something that was so beautiful. Like, this is another thing in relationships that people don't think about in the beginning. I wasn't thinking about this back then. So beautiful in the beginning. You caught up in bliss. You just looking at motherfucker eyes and she get wet. She look at you for too long, you get hard. Like, this shit was pure lust. We was young as hell. We loved each other's company. We produced beautiful baby boy Robert. And then from there we produced three other children. But in that moment, like, it was just bliss. You would have never thought, fast forwarded 13 years later, here I'm not even able to see my kids right now. We beefing it out, like we ain't even get to court yet for divorce, custody. Like, I sent them to go visit with her and ain't seen them since.
I don't know, man. But that type of
It's the other, like,
that's the thing.
That's the other
that's
aspect
a reality,
of
though.
relationships.
That's a
that
reality,
people,
though. That's coming more and more common as we get older into the new world. Like, that's coming. That's the new way. Like, people don't stay married anymore.
Neal, I remember growing up, like, in the hood. I don't know how much you've seen it in, like, Amherst or whatever growing up, but I remember
I didn't
looking
grow
at
up in
people's
Amherst.
situations.
I'm not from Amherst. I'm from Kenmore.
Kenmore. Amherst, Kenmore. Truthfully, it's the same thing, to be honest. It's just a couple $1,000
West Side
different.
and West.
Couple $1,000
that's like saying Central Park and Fruita are the same thing. The same thing.
It's all still the hood.
It's
Shit.
all,
the tax bracket is the same.
No, all right, fine. The West Side and the East Side. Maybe some parts of Kenmore. Some parts of Kenmore, maybe.
Different.
There's like 2 streets in Kenmore that are Amherst prices, like the Doncaster, whatever those streets are, but not like first couple streets from Kenmore up until, like, whatever, the first 10 streets in. No, it's not like that.
Don't ever let me catch you on Hinman, bruh.
Hinman, that's North Buffalo.
Hinman or Ramsdale. That's you feel me?
That's North Buffalo. That's 2 streets away from that's North Buffalo. That's right outside Kenmore. What are you talking about?
Right.
But
that's the line. So again, don't let me catch you in my hood.
It's interesting to me though. You talk to people who grew up in the hood, they think all the suburbs are the same. But there are a lot of people in the suburbs who've never been to the city and never hung out in the city think all the cities the same. But it's not. Every town is its own town.
All right, so we gonna jump around because this obviously is gonna be a good cast for anybody who tunes in.
What, talking about neighborhoods?
No, this live period is so far is golden. For real. It's been golden content. And we jumped around a lot, but the reason why I said that is again, the second part of the segment is media coverage. And a lot of that has to do with the way things are depicted in the media. Like, they gonna show you Africa with the huts and the mud houses. They not gonna show you Africa with the electrical grids and the nice houses and the nice mansions and, you know what I mean, a thriving community. They gonna show cold Russia during the Cold War. They not gonna show Russia thriving and how they go back. Nah, bro, it's always like dead. Nobody populating. Like, every time they show anything about Russia, it's just dead off.
They're always
empty cities that they show.
So the reason for that is the media has to depict a certain narrative, and no matter no matter what place of the world they're talking about, whether it's Iran or Israel or South Africa, Europe, they always got to give it they got to depict it a certain way because there's got to be that narrative that they got to push on you. A lot of times they want to make you think, I don't know, a country is has a bunch of terrorists or something like that, or they might want you to think that a country's thriving. We need to be more like that country. Sometimes you see that comparison with like Sweden or something. A lot of it's crazy how you see the media will twist and will push a narrative that might not necessarily be the truth, just so they can get an idea across to get you to agree on something. Like they want the public to be pro-war. They'll show a video of a bunch of people in Iran with American flags burning them. And then they show that enough times, all of a sudden everybody wants to go to war with Iran. It's that simple. That's all they got to do. If they want to get you to donate money to some charity that they're going to be
nonprofit.
Yeah, something that they're going to be clipping money off the top from. They'll show a picture of a kid starving in Africa. Like, just give us $5 a month. That's all.
Look at what the fuck St. Jude does to you all the time.
Yeah, you really think all that money's going straight to
St. Jude be pissing me off.
Like, I'm not saying don't give your money to charity. I'm like, of course, charity's a big deal. We got to do it. But I'm also at the same time saying, you really think that there's not charities out there that are bullshitting, taking money somehow, figuring out ways how to funnel money into areas and get it right back. I'm sure there's a lot of that going on. I mean, look at the Clinton Foundation. They were when Haiti got I think we're just oh, you there? When Haiti was had that hurricane and they needed help right away, a lot of people died. They lost all their houses, everything was ruined. The Clinton Foundation was the first one to step up and be like, we're going down to Haiti, we're gonna rebuild them, we're gonna put a new hospital there, we're gonna rebuild everything. They went down there, they built a hotel that they stayed in, and then they bounced, took all the money. To this day, there's people in New York City. Was a building for the Clinton Foundation. They have their own like office there, and there's to this day, even in 2021, people still stand outside. Haitian Americans still stand outside there with signs saying, "Give us our money back. You stole our money. You robbed us." Like I'll show you the pictures. Like if you don't believe me, Google like Haiti protests Clinton Foundation. You'll see there's tons of them for years. They've been doing it. Like that's just one example, and it probably happens all over the world. My friend from Lebanon. My friend from Lebanon tells me every time something happens over there, the first people to come in are the French. The French always come in. President Macron of France, he'll come in and he'll be the hero. He's going to give us all this funding to rebuild all these places. And it's funny because if you know your history, you know that in 1917 there was a declaration by Lord Rothschild when they beat the Ottoman Empire in the war, World War I. They agreed to split up all the land in the Middle East between all the European countries. So France got Lebanon, Russia got Iran, UK got Israel, and they divided it up that way. And now to this day, those countries still have presence in those places, and people don't realize that. People don't realize where the Palestine-Israel conflict actually comes from. They don't realize they
like in Africa.
They look back at the history a little bit, but they don't really look at it like deeply and understand what's going on. There's no people
colonizers that never left.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. It's a fact. That's a true fact. We can get into that. That could be a whole nother hour right there. I can go deep into that stuff, dude. The colonization of the world, dude.
But that's, I mean, a lot of that is, like you said, it's how the media depicts everything. And I mean, nowadays, that's to come to understand, like, I can tell you the sky is blue, but if you look up and you obviously see that it has a pink hue, and you go, yeah, I guess it is blue, you're the dummy, not me. I told you what to believe and you believe it. Research. Go beyond what somebody tells you. Go beyond what you see on TV. Have you? Do you? Right. Or do you scroll through Facebook, see something and be like, that's news?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Do you watch CNN and just be like, well, it's a verified source, so it's real? No, bro.
No, that's what I try to get everybody to think critically about things. Like, why would they say this? Would it benefit them? If it doesn't benefit them, maybe they're telling the truth here. If it benefits them somehow, they might be trying to twist something.
My thing is, like I tell people, if you have passion about something, don't take one source, and say it's true. Get another source and another source. Make it verifiable on multiple levels. Don't take one source and say, well, it's true. And never take any sources from online. I mean, come on.
If you're going to take a source from online, make sure you have a backup source from that online source. You know what I mean?
And then a backup to that backup.
Right. Like, yeah, man. I mean, think about it if you're a college student. You don't just hand in a piece of paper with a bunch of words on it. Say, you got to have your sources cited where you got that information from. That's how you should treat every story or narrative in the same way. Like, you're the teacher, and they're like, the news is presenting you with information. Now it's your job to check it, make sure it's right. That's how you should look at everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. When you go to school, you can't just write a paper and hand it in to the teacher. This is a completed, no. This isn't verified. You can't just hand that in. Right. Where's your sources? Where'd you get this information? How did you come about it?
Right. So,
but I mean, that's also understanding, like, how breakdown of information happens in our country. Everything is so secret that they tell us the bare minimum, and we eat that shit up.
Right, and everything, every news that comes out, it's funneled through a system of funnels. Like this person might funnel one thing, it goes down to the next level. No, they can't say that. Take that part out. Goes down to the next level. And then
we lost
by the
out
time
in this
it gets
country
to
when it became entertainment.
By the time it gets to the television or to the Facebook news, whatever, wherever you're seeing it at, it's been funneled 20 times. You know what I mean? That's why I tell people when something happens, when there's an event that happens, like, I don't know, let's say like anything, a big event that happens, someone gets shot or something, right? You got to go to the primary source, who the one that got the footage, the person who's holding the iPhone in their hand or something like that, the one that saw the whole thing. That's who you want to take them. You don't want to hear from the person that heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody that heard it from somebody that heard it from somebody. So that would be like the same thing with media and people that you know just in the street. You always got to approach it the same way. Because people will lie and twist things to get their way, to make it benefit them somehow. You know what I mean?
Right. I tell people all the time, it's like, what was that game where you say something and it was like the story, and by the time it got to the end, the whole story had changed?
Telephone.
And that's how information works in our country. By the time it gets to the public, it's watered down.
Right.
Because it had to pass so many sources, so many tables, go through so many people, this approval, that approval, that approval. Everybody thinks somebody sees something, writes it up or prints it, and it's done. No.
And you get the same...
That shit, news wouldn't be released if it didn't get the clearance.
Right.
Which means they've watered down what information we get.
Right. And that's why you got this cancel culture going on now. When somebody puts out a new movie or TV show or a song that people don't like, they got to shut it down and cancel it. You know what I mean? For some reason, somebody got offended somewhere. They don't like it. That's something that can't be heard.
And that's something else. Like, that's something else that the media has been doing for years. We went, like, you remember when we were growing up, we'd barely get a cartoon that said a bad word. Now, everywhere you look, there's curse words, there's sexualizations. You know what I mean? Like, they've adulterated TV completely.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy now, and it's funny
these programs and cartoons weren't accessible.
All that's allowed now. Like, they don't care. That's not.
But people get offended.
None of that gets filtered.
Oh, but people get offended.
People get offended by certain things, and those are the things they have to go after. Just the ones that certain people get offended by. But like,
and this is why one of my favorite comedians or people in the world was Paul Mooney, bro.
Yeah, good comedian.
And he gonna give it to you straight with a fucking attitude, and this is what I said. You feel me? Like,
who's your favorite comedian of all time?
That's all
him?
Time.
Yeah, you can say Paul Mooney. No,
yeah, it gotta be, because
really?
he's sprinkled with so much, and it's not even a comedy for me, because a lot of people don't understand or realize, like, he's being dead serious, he's being truthful, and it's coming out so harsh that it's ignorant.
I got two favorite comics of all time. Two favorite comics of all time. And I honestly, if you put a gun to my head and told me to pick one, I would die. I can't pick between these two. Seriously, I can't. I have two number ones. They're exactly equal. And that's George Carlin and Richard Pryor. For two different reasons. George Carlin.
Oh, Richard's the best.
Richard's the best of all time. I'll tell you why in a second. But George Carlin's also the best of all time. George Carlin's the best of all time because he drops seeds in your mind that plant later on. His jokes are 20-year jokes, because he'll throw a joke at you. He'll throw a joke at you. This is how crazy his comedy is, and you'll be like, "That's pretty funny, haha." 20 years later, all of a sudden it becomes it becomes true into the new zeitgeist of what's going on today. Like, he is almost prophetic in his jokes. Now, Pryor is different. Pryor is amazing at the way he wrote his jokes and the delivery, the way he can act the situation out and make you see what he's talking about in your head. And it's hilarious. Like, it's like a magician. He's the magician. You know, it was crazy. Those two are just
magic.
Those two are on another level. You can watch any hour of Pryor from any time of his career, and any hour of Carlin at any time of his career, and I'm dying laughing the whole time. You know what else is pretty funny though? You ever heard of
What
Mitch
are they?
Mitch Hedberg?
Mitch Hedberg, no.
You gotta check him out. He's funny. He died
Is it
young.
like dry? I don't like dry humor.
He's probably a little he's a little dry.
Yeah, I don't like dry humor. Like Seinfeld, just save him. He's not for me. That's not my cup of tea. Guy's not funny to me.
The white people comedy.
No, I wouldn't even say that because like,
what about Rodney Dangerfield?
What's funny is funny.
What about Rodney Dangerfield?
I mean, culture can be. Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, but when you're talking about comedy, it's really it's culture.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's understanding what's going on in each culture, what's going on in the world, and how to take stereotypes and make them sound funny, because a lot of stereotypes are true.
How about Sam Kinison?
They're true. I know more. There's an Asian family right here, and there's probably more motherfuckers in this house than are on a damn block.
Sam Kinison was fucking.
You laughed. Culture. It's funny, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what people need to get over is like, there used to be a time like 10 years ago where you could make a race joke with your boys, with me and you fucking around with each other, and it was just funny, just joking around.
And that shit laughed at.
Nowadays, you said it.
Listen, now it's a funny thing you say that, no because I swear, like, I shit you not, there's been jokes that I've told amongst my family members, and because I'm multi-ethnic, they look at me sideways.
Yeah, dude. It's just
I've had a couple family members, like, I like black girls. Everybody know I love black girls. Swear to God. I done had black girls that I'm dating look at me sideways, like, because I say a joke because of the color of my skin. That's really what it's about. You know, my heart, I'm mad urban. My daddy black. You know, it ain't a racist bone in my body. It's like, everybody has been beat down for so long by certain shit. It's already expected. Yeah. So once I say some funny shit, even though I'm coming out like, I done had girls really stop talking to me for shit like that.
Right.
Because they took a joke the wrong way.
People get real. Like,
it's not my fault.
Dave Chappelle and Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan talk shit to each other all the time, and they make little racist jokes to each other, and that's because they're boys. They've been friends since Comedy Central days, early 2000s, and they're still talking, having podcasts together now. So that's between them two. People, right. I can see why if you make a public joke and it offends people, then it offends people. That's just the way it is. But if me and you are having a conversation with each other, just between me and you, we make a joke at each other, that's between me. If you get offended by a joke that I'm literally just directing at one person, that's you just being nosy. You know what I mean?
If you overhear me tell my friend a joke and you feel like, all right, so what I'm about to say, true story. Y'all bear with me, because it was, okay, so listen. I'm in the bank. This was still when I was in Pennsylvania. I'm in the bank and I'm standing in line. There's a couple people in front of me. A guy I know is in front of me. Me and him are talking. And at the time I was doing home health care, and I was doing home health care for this guy who told a lot of jokes. So I'm hearing a lot of jokes. And I just heard a new joke, and I thought it was hilarious. She didn't. The lady in line did not think this joke was hilarious.
Did you laugh out loud? Did you laugh out loud?
No, I told it in a volume that was loud enough for other people to hear if they were listening in.
All right.
And but I asked him, like, hey, what's the difference between pick and choose? And he's like, I don't know. What's the difference? And I was like, well, pick is what black people use to comb their hair, and choose is what Puerto Ricans put on their feet. This lady heard this shit and went, hey, bro. Hey, how can you be so insensitive? My people are not a joke. It's called shoes. You need to pronounce it right. You're a racist. Like, bro. Wow. Lady.
She didn't like that. I
wasn't even talking to you. Calm down. Like, no, like bro. No, and this happened for like jokes, a month in different places I'm at.
We should be able to laugh. We should be able to laugh at our stereotypes. Like, you made a joke about me sharing a dog, that's a white boy thing. I thought that was hilarious.
That white people shit, man.
That's hilarious.
Listen, Neal. This is why I'm thinking it's some white people shit.
That's hilarious.
You know how hard white people go for their dogs. Look at Michael Vick. Now that's a stereotype. a hilarious stereotype, bro. So when you
Oh,
said
you
some
just
shit like I'm
crushed it.
sharing a dog,
You just crushed it.
bruh, you sharing a dog with your fucking ex, bro? That's not a baby. Go buy another fucking dog, Neal.
No, I'm keeping him at
This
what?
motherfucker, I got attached. Yeah, me too, to my kids. Fuck that dog. Goodbye. That dog
Yeah.
can go. Listen, you don't want me to keep the dog? Goodbye. I'm not about to have you around. You fucked with my heart, my feelings. You wasn't good for me. Why am I keep you around? Fuck that dog.
Nah, man, I'm keeping my dog. But no, that's hilarious though. That's a joke that I think is hilarious. I think everybody should be able to laugh at the stereotypes. They're just stereotypes. If there was some truth,
man.
listen. The only way you should be getting offended if it's just some truth to it. If it's true, it's true. If it ain't, it's just a stereotype. Fuck it. Just laugh at the shit. You know what I mean?
Fuck it. Come on. I mean, like,
if everybody was like that, though, there would be less division, though.
And then Buffalo, New York is a diverse area. It's very diverse.
It is.
So I never seen a problem with shit like that. Like, I'm around different backgrounds and different ethnicities and different religions. Like, culture is fascinating. And when you can experience culture and like, I'm talking about like culture in a way, like, my thing is, what I like to do is I want to learn different languages. I want to, I'm a big dude. I love different foods. I want to experience something outside of what we call normal. Right. Because normal to me and you is fucking boring in my eyes. It's boring. I want to experience something else. You ever had Thai food? You ever had Vietnamese food? You ever had Chinese food, Japanese food? They all eases, but they different.
They're all eases.
They're all eases, but they different. I mean, like, for real, like, Americanese. You ever had American food? What, a burger, motherfucker? You want a burger and fries? That's our culture right there.
Hot dog,
take a burger, some fries, and a hot dog.
Here's a glass of milk.
Hell yeah. We can't even, like, we can't even claim, like, what do we do good as far as food for America? Be honest. Listen, we're the most overindulgent fucking country in the world.
America's like a teenager compared to the rest of the world. You got to remember that. We're not. It's not like we're Italian or the Romans or their history, or we don't have that. Like the Native Americans.
What the fuck we got? You know what we got, Neal? We got violence in sports. That's what we got. That's American.
We brought
fuck
Hollywood.
Yeah, America.
We brought Hollywood to the table. All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Movies is big. That wasn't like that before. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
I mean, you're like you said, sports now it's worldwide. Right. It used to never be worldwide.
Yeah, sports and
it wasn't until the 20th century where sports became a world. I mean, there was always the Olympics, but that was only really just in Greece. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody, look, this that white people shit. You see how he keep avoiding the fact that we're a violent culture? He been avoiding the shit out of that since I said it.
Wait, hold on, pause. We're a violent culture.
I'm an American. We're not violent. I'm an American.
You act like the rest of the world history, especially in history, isn't violent. Violence has been a part of world history since since the first person.
Neal, yeah, it's part of world history.
Since Cain and Abel, violence has been.
Let's be honest here. Nah, come on, bro. You comparing this shit to Cain and Abel. Let's really be honest here. Damn, we so off topic. This has been good.
Let it fly, bro. We don't gotta keep going back to the topic. Man. Let it fly.
Yeah, it don't. So, like, my thing with that is, if you look at the beginning of the country until now, when have we been known for anything other than violence?
What
we produce the most guns.
What other countries
we have the most mass shootings? You said what?
What other countries aren't known for violence, though? European history,
yeah,
violent.
But what?
Russian history,
how many of
violent.
them are third
world
countries?
History. None of them. European history is all violence.
All the violent countries now are third world, or they're ran by dictators, bro.
But what I'm saying is, all the countries have violent history. Every country on the planet has violent history.
Yeah, but how many of them are going through the shit that we've been going through for the last 50 years?
Humans are flawed, bro. We have the capability for violence very, very easily. It just happens quick. Anger takes away people sometimes.
Oh yeah, because I'm a fucking motherfucker up. I already know that. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wish it wasn't true, but it is, dude. We're just violent. Humans are just violent.
Yeah.
It just happens. Like, it just, you know what I'm saying? You can't really say. Like,
I mean,
we were talking
I
about,
don't,
you know what you were talking about before, Robbie. You were talking about the game of telephone. Remember that?
yeah.
Our world history is a game of telephone. Because if you really look at history, if you look at the way history is taught in school, you're getting.
It's all wrong. Because I mean, like, we all know, like, violence came off the Caucasus Mountains and it was over after that.
Yeah, just on the Caucasus Mountains. Nowhere else in the world. Yeah, that was it. Nowhere else in the world. You know what though? There is some truth to what you just said. You want to know something crazy? If you actually go back into ancient history, not just Roman history or medieval history or Middle Ages.
Oh, Neal about to teach me something.
I'm about to teach you something. Ancient history. There was an invasion of Aryans into Mesopotamia because the Black Seas were
right.
The Caucasus Mountains and the Black Sea is where all the Aryans used to live, the Indo-Europeans.
Right.
And after the Ice Age and after the big floods and melting of the ice caps led to big floods, all the salt water got pushed into the Black Sea and they had to move down south. It got you know what I'm saying? It got inhabitable. So there was an invasion of the Aryans back in like the 3500 4000 BC. So
now they invading the prisons, fucking Aryans.
No, but you know what though? Nobody's exempt. Nobody's exempt from having violent history. Black people have violent history.
Oh, nobody.
Asian people have violent history. White people have violent history. We all have
Polish, Irish, gangs in New York. Right. We all seen that, Neal. We know what the fuck you guys are capable of.
Yep.
No,
it's true though. It's true.
Leonardo DiCaprio was fucking them boys up.
That movie's sick. Yeah, it was a sick movie.
Yeah.
That's another topic.
I mean, like, everybody's went through plights, you know?
Yeah. You know, I want to do a nice hour about history. Just like looking at
my shorty bought me that card. Just put that out there. My little shorty did.
Oh, nice.
She's not my girlfriend, but she's stubby.
I just noticed it. But you know what though?
I told her I was gonna point it out in the next episode.
There it is then.
She not my girl. Disclaimer though, she not my girl. I'm single, in case one of y'all was wondering.
Everybody's wondering.
Everybody. This one might do numbers. This should have been loose.
Yeah. Good.
Is Robby single? Yeah, he's still chunky single motherfucker. Bald, 5 kids. They all want to know.
How long has it been? Like an hour? 40
minutes? I
don't
even know. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. I think we should wrap it up though.
Yeah, let's wrap it up because we just bounced around a little bit. I'm getting tipsy. Yeah. Crown Royal too, y'all. Big dogs. We were real gentlemen.
We started getting into history a little bit. I want to talk about history.
Yeah, we bounced around in a lot of shit. Let's make that the next one. Although, like, I could have went on and on about relationships, but I didn't have an engaged partner.
How about this?
His heart got broke, y'all, so he don't even want to talk about that shit.
Yeah, right, dude. My heart got healed, brought back from the dead.
His heart got crushed. He fried.
Yeah,
he fried. His heart got crushed.
It was the opposite of that, bro. But
yeah, it was.
We can make one. We can make one about history.
Josh, like, you had a bad experience, and he was like, "Fuck it, just fuck it." I don't care.
Once it's over, it's over. I don't give a fuck.
And women be on his jock. Neal weird as hell. Josh too. My brother Josh. He in a Josh in a relationship now. So maybe like you give it a year or so, and then start looking.
I'm not looking ever. It'll
Josh
come.
happy right now.
When the one comes, I'll know.
Yeah, $40.
$40.
If you single, you're not gonna come unless you got $40.
That's a good deal right there. I'm taking that deal.
They $200. I don't know why these motherfuckers be lying. They $200. I'm gonna teach you that.
That's too much.
Yeah, that's for an hour.
I might pay 45.
For 2
I might throw an extra $5 for 45. That's it,
bro. $200. You got her for an hour. You can't beat it. And she gonna treat you like you the best man on the world.
I don't need that.
He said, "I don't need that."
Listen. All right, listen. Next.
No, but listen. If nobody told y'all today, if nobody told y'all today, I love y'all. It's been fun today. This was different than I thought that it would have turned out. It was very free flowing. Um, but love is rare. So please, if you love the people in your life while you watch this video, let them know. If you have a significant other, give them a hug, give them a kiss. If your kids are around, look at them and tell them you love them. This world, it's not going to be here forever. Your life is not going to be here forever. Appreciate the people we have in our lives. You appreciate the people you have in yours. Progress and move forward. Any hate on your heart, ask God or your higher power to release it. All we need is love to heal this world, for it will heal this world.
Amen.